Detective Gore. I'm an investigator with the city of Hapeville. Just came to collect a secondary statement from you. Did you witness the event?
I couldn't. I was sitting there. But when you rolled the window back up, that what Lil Poppa was dealing with, no human could help him with. I need everybody who is dealing with people that are mentally affected to
Months after Lil Poppa's death shook the hip-hop world, one piece of footage is dragging the whole story back into the spotlight. The 5-year-old rapper died this past February in the parking lot of a Hitville, Georgia hotel, and ever since, his manager has been sitting at the center of a brutal online debate. Some fans say she could have done more. Others say nobody could have stopped what happened that night. Now, with new Bodycam audio finally surfacing, that argument is starting all over again.
You know, for me going to Lil Poppa's funeral yesterday by an inspiring young artist, I really feel like his manager is a real piece of shit. And you know what? Y'all don't have to agree with me if you want to. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about the 40 and 50-year-old thought pattern versus this broad's dumbass thought pattern. Listen, there's no way in hell that a person that I'm supposed to be the manager over, and I think that I'm talking to them, and then they blow out their brains and shit, and you say they were upset with life and all that other shit. Bitch, you're a piece of shit. You should have had that boy Baker act, give him some time to think to where he would still be here. See, you know what? I'm always a firm believer in male manager. That boy needed a man in his life. You know what I'm saying? Okay, he had the Christian dude preaching to him and stuff, you know, that ain't nothing too hard for God and all that other stuff. I understand that aspect. But he needed a real OG. Somebody that understands life and the importance of it. Because just because he's thinking this now doesn't mean he'll be thinking that shit later. And all I'm saying is that manager's a real piece of she talking about something he wanted to die and all this other shit. Bitch, that is motherfucker. Let me tell you something. And I'm gonna be personal with this shit. Because sometimes you gotta get personal. My daughter would have did a better job managing that boy than you would have ever had. Alright? My own son had some thought patterns and do stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? Because the youth come up differently. Their thought patterns is differently. But the first thing, if my daughter sees that her brother or something like that is going through something, you Baker act him. You don't just sit there and let him blow his brains out. This is your...
Okay, let's actually break this down, because both sides of this back and forth are saying something but neither one is fully right. First take. Blaming the manager outright for what happened. That doesn't hold up. A manager's job is bookings, contracts, schedules, not clinical mental health intervention. Holding someone with zero psychological training to the standard of a trained professional sets an impossible bar. That's not management. That's something else entirely. But the second take has a real point buried in it too. Georgia actually has something called the Baker Act. It lets you request an emergency mental health evaluation for someone who appears to be a danger to themselves. If a person is sitting with a weapon and talking about ending their life, requesting that kind of intervention isn't overreacting. That's literally what the law exists for. So when people online say, somebody should have made that call, they're not wrong that the option was there. They're wrong if they think the weight of that only belongs to one person. And that's where the bigger issue actually lives. What happens to an artist's support system once real money starts coming in? The dynamic shifts fast. People who used to speak straight start softening up because nobody wants to be the one who upsets the person paying everybody's bills. Real accountability, the kind that comes from a mentor figure who'll get in your face and snap you out of a bad headspace, tends to disappear right when it's needed most, because suddenly everyone around that artist has something to lose by being blunt. So, is this on the manager? Partially, maybe, in the sense that everyone close to him carries some piece of this. Is it only on her? Not even close. And that's exactly why this story refuses to die online. There's no single villain here, just a system that failed somebody at almost every level.
That what Lil Poppa was dealing with, no human could help him with. I need everybody who is dealing with people that are mentally affected to understand that. They spoke so well on mental health and depression at this funeral that it was insane. My boyfriend committed, same way, same thing. And the blame game, like y'all trying to do with Toy, like that, we don't even play by her, so let's just start there. And two, you cannot put someone's death on somebody. Do y'all understand how cruel that is? Like, I genuinely don't understand people. Like they said, when people are...
New narration. Wait. Hold up. Is that her? She's standing right there next to him in this clip? That one detail alone is about to change how a lot of people read this entire timeline.
Listen, you can give all the love. You can call off of work. I did all that. Like, up until my boyfriend died, he told me, thank you so much for being here. I love you. Like, you are literally my reason. Like, you know what I'm saying? No other person, no other girl would have stayed through all this and literally took care of me. The people that treated these people that leave like this, the worst, are always the ones who are pointing their finger, trying to just put it on somebody and make them feel guilty. No, baby, you're guilty. But it's hard to grasp the fact that you can't save people that are fighting these battles and these thoughts, because at the end of the day, they're going to do it if that's what they want to do.
That perspective hits different, honestly, because it's coming from someone who's actually lived through losing a partner this exact way, and she's right about one thing. You cannot control another adult's final decision, no matter how much love you put into trying. But here's where I'll push back a little. Saying they're gonna do it if that's what they want to do can't be the whole conversation, because it kind of lets everyone off the hook, including people who saw warning signs and maybe didn't grasp how serious they were. There's a difference between accepting you can't control someone's choice and accepting that nothing more could have ever been tried. What keeps getting buried in this back and forth is that real people got left behind here, a child, a mother, an entire fan base still processing it. Pointing fingers doesn't bring any of that back. Neither does pretending no one could have stepped in differently. And that brings us to the part of this story that actually changed everything, because weeks ago, brand new Bodycam footage from that exact night finally got released. For the first time, this isn't secondhand clips or social media callouts. This is straight from the responding officer's cameras, and from the woman who was with him in his final hours.
I'm an investigator with the city of Hapeville. Just came to collect a secondary statement from you. Did you witness the event?
I didn't. Like, I was standing there. But we rolled the window back up. You know, so he kind of like do this, you know, because he's an artist.
You know him?
Yeah, I know him. He's an artist. So he kind of do this. But I do know that. So he called me early this morning. He told me he wrecked the car. It was like, Mama, where you wrecked the car at? That's his artist name. I was like, oh, where you wrecked the car at? What you mean you wrecked? And I kept getting cars nobody. I'm like, are you okay? Is it bad? And he was like, I don't know. I'm just sitting there. I'm just sitting. I'm like, where you sitting there? I'm like, I don't know. I just keep saying something, say Joe's. And I'm like, Joe's what? And I said, just give me your location, okay? He was like, I didn't get out of the car. I can't get cars nobody. So I drove to him. He said his location. I drove him. He was on 85, like by Washington Road.
Mm-hmm.
And so, he did this.
All right, it's okay. It's okay. Okay. It's okay. We understand. I know. You need some more water? How did y'all get here?
When I pulled up, can I get the water? When I pulled up on the side of the road, the tire on the right side, which is where he probably hit the wall, he got a really big knot in it. So I said, Papa, you can't try this car, we gotta pull over, and I just called the tow truck. My son worked for a tow yard. So I called my son, I said, Kentrell, Papa wrecked the car, can you get a tow truck? How long is it gonna take me to send us a tow truck? He was like, well, I gotta call my dispatcher, so it's probably gonna be like 2 hours. So I get out, I was like, Papa, come on, let's just park the car in the parking space, because this ain't no parking, and get a truck, and we'll just leave the key for the tow truck to come. And he was like, I don't want to do that. And I'm like, Papa, you can't sit here. He's like, I ain't finna go through all that. But, no, he rolled one halfway down. I'm like, so what you want me to do? Well, just park the car. I said, Papa, you can't drive this car because I know him. He gonna get on the highway, he gonna go driving fast. Wherever he hit the wall, the knot in the tire is this big. It's gonna bust. I'm like, Papa, you cannot drive that car like that. It gotta be told. You're not gonna get there. I said, go get in the truck. Let's just go. Nah, I'm gonna wait for the tow truck. Matter of fact, just call whoever and tell them, and tell the ambulance when they come, or call the police, tell them the ambulance, just get whoever out of the car. I'm like, Papa, don't start this, because this is the kind of stuff that you do, you know, like. So, I walk out, I go back into the truck. I call my son, I'm like, how long do you really think it's going to take? He was like, mine's going to be about 2 hours so I can get a tow truck there. He said, I don't know what my dispatcher is. I was like, okay. He said, is it bad? I said, no, but I don't want Papa to drive the car. He not. He was supposed to drive the car. So I get out, I said, okay, come on. Let's move the car in the parking space. And he was like, I ain't moving no car. Matter of fact, I ain't doing nothing. I said, he's talking about, I'm gonna be gone. And I was like, Papa, don't start that. So he reached on the floor, but he wouldn't let the window all the way down. He had the window like this. So he reached on the floor. When he reached on the floor, I said, Papa, don't start that, because he's done this before. So I said, Papa, don't start that. He said, done his map, but he had a window like this. I said, I'm gonna call your mama.
Right here?
Yeah, that was right here.
Okay.
I was like, I've not did it before here. I'm saying, he's done it before.
Right, but I'm trying to understand, y'all were having the argument near Washington Road on 85.
We wasn't having an argument at all.
Well, not an argument. I mean, like, you were trying to talk to him.
Right here.
Okay, so how do we get from Washington Road to here?
We drove.
Okay. And you're trying to convince him to park it so that you get it.
Because where he was sitting on 85, he was close to the traffic. So I'm like, we pull the car, it's But I know him. I didn't want him to drive the car too far.
That's about okay. Will you see if you can go find my radio? My little remote radio? It fell off somewhere. It's somewhere between here and seen in my car out on Virginia. Thank you.
Anyway, I called his mom. I said, I'm trying to wake you up. I said, pop over here. I said, we over here at this Hilton by the airport. I said, he called me this morning. He told me he read the car. I said, location. He sent me the location. Janarius. Janarius.
All those phone calls back and forth and not one of them went to actual law enforcement. If someone's sitting there with a weapon talking about ending their life, that's exactly the moment a 911 call exists for.
But one night he was like, tell her. I said, what you want me to tell her, Papa? He said, tell it all y'all fault. And then he just rolled the window back up and I heard the shot. And when I heard the shot, I looked in the window and I see him lean over and see blood. And I know it was serious.
Give me a few minutes to check with Workman.
If I'm being real about this whole thing, I don't think anyone could have guaranteed a different outcome once someone's mind was already made up that night. That's just the hard truth. But that doesn't mean warning signs should ever get brushed off either. When someone you love brings up wanting to end their life, the worst response is treating it like it's not serious. Sometimes the difference between someone staying and someone not staying really is just one more person reminding them what they've still got to live for their kids, the people depending on them, the things they haven't done yet. That's the conversation this case keeps forcing back into the spotlight months later. Did the manager handle that night perfectly? Probably not. Could anyone have handled it perfectly? Almost impossible to say. What this story really exposes is how unprepared the people around high-profile artists are to deal with a real mental health crisis in real time. No training, no protocol, just instinct. And in this case, instinct wasn't enough. So I want to hear from you all on this one. Does this fall on the people who were there that night? Or was this always headed the same direction no matter who was around? Drop your take, Bullas, because this conversation clearly isn't done.